Hello, my name is Chris, and this is TooManySideQuests. Welcome to the first ever episode of In the Hot Seat in Divinity Original Sins 2. So I realised early in the game that I probably wouldn't be able to chat with all the companions straight away. It kind of breaks the flow a bit and takes a bit of time. So I thought I'd do a 15-minute segment each Saturday of me asking the companions a few small questions. So welcome back to Into the Hot Seat. Now, the only thing is, when I do...
we should stop to talk, but I'm swamped.
Okay, I stand up when I talk, but that's... what can you do there? Unless I put the seat a little bit closer. Let me just check something there. Sorry, people, we are working a few small technical issues. There you go.
I'd say we should stop to talk, but I'm
That's fine. I will be standing during the interview. That is okay.
I'd say we should stop to talk, but I'm swamped.
So, anyways, we're in a bit of a bleak surround at the moment. What do you make of the situation?
Don't make much of it one way or the other, but the farther we get away from the joy, the better.
Yeah, we can't argue with that.
There's got to be a way off this island.
Well, there is a way off the island, but we will get into that later. Now, let me ask you something. What's on your mind at the minute?
Sure thing, Chief. What's up?
So I can see in your eyes at the moment that you're looking worse than we are. Is there anything you want to talk about?
She bats her eyelashes coquettishly over black eyes in grey sockets.
Just for you, Chief.
Didn't really quite answer the question, did you now? Say you want to talk to what happens with the elf. It was a bit of let's say a tense situations. Any thoughts on it? Any reason why it happened? What made you lash out?
Okay. I don't.
So,
I know it was bad, okay? I know. You don't have to tell me.
oh, it was bad, alright. I'm not going to
sorry.
sugarcoat.
I just want to move on.
Well, we all do make mistakes, but we won't have to push
I'd
them.
say we should stop to talk, but sure thing, Chief. What's up?
So you mentioned, okay, let's put it back a bit, right? Let's ease the tension a bit. You said you're a musician. Any good songs?
Of course I do. What's your poison?
Ooh, what is my poison as well? So, yeah, no, I'm in a mood to dance. You know, we were in a bit of a bad situation a while back. We were feeling a bit more upbeat, so everything like that.
Well, damn. I never was much of a percussionist, but still. I reckon it's hard to sit still to jungle shakes.
Lohse clears her throat and starts stomping a steady beat into the ground, kicking up dust that dances to the rhythm. Slowly, she claps an intricate pattern above the beat, hips swaying, head nodding. The beat builds into a riot of sound, her hands and feet moving in an inscrutable pattern. She takes a deep breath and starts humming above the rhythm, a sound like a train, like a flock of birds, like nothing else.
Savage hearts in it. In a savage... Oh. I can't.
Okay, just look her up, place a hand on her arm and ask, she okay? Yeah, we'll ask if she okay at the moment.
It's nothing. It's nothing. Let's keep moving. The sooner I find a way to get this bloody thing out of my head, the better.
Yeah, we all end up in Fort Joy one reason or the other. How did they manage to catch yourself? How did they? Well, you are possessed by a demon. I imagine that would be a bit of a giveaway. But how did they catch you?
Well, I was giving this concert up on Overlook Hill. There was a great crowd. They were really feeling it. But I guess it was too good. I had me a little source flare-up. Everyone went a bit, I don't know, wild, rabid. I snapped out of it before anyone got hurt, but the Magisters caught me backstage afterwards. At least I went down doing what I loved.
Okay, so you're doing a bit of concert, and your music tends to be a bit scary, so we'll keep an eye on that. We won't have you playing any concerts for at the moment. So, your eyes look a bit unnaturally dark. You always look that way.
How very sweet of you to notice. I know, it's weird. One of the many side effects of the visitor upstairs.
She drums on her forehead with 2 fingers, smiles grimly, and shrugs.
They used to be blue. Oh well.
Ah, well, it has character, so we won't worry too much about it.
She bats her eyelashes at you in an exaggerated flutter, then bursts out laughing and punches your arm.
Character. I like that. I'm going to use that. If I can say nothing else for my current companion, at least I can say it gave me a bit of character.
No,
So
that it
what's
did.
it like, being alone in your head?
I wouldn't say alone. We all have demons of our own, but we don't possess it quite the same way.
People say that.
Yeah, actually, that's a fair point. We haven't actually asked your demon itself. Did they have anything to say to go into conversation?
Nope. This one doesn't talk to me. It talks through me. You'll know it when you see it.
Oh, we have seen it. Oh, yes, we have. So, what do you think of the companions we're with at the moment? Any thoughts on them?
Easy. I'd say we get out of this place. Don't know how long they plan to keep us here, but I'd rather not find out.
Okay, yeah, we would like to go separate ways for now. At least we'll
Certainly
stick
want to
together.
dismiss your companion.
Oh, nope, don't want to dismiss you. Well, let's see, is there anything else she's willing to talk about
We
today?
should stop to talk, but I'm swamped. Sure thing, Chief. What's up?
Yeah, where would you go? When this is all said and done, we'll go back to playing music again and fear the managers.
You know, wherever the next road leads, I guess. I never was one to sit in one place too long. How about you? You missing home by now?
Well, I was on a ship for a couple of years now, so you know, I'm not really sure where my home is at the moment. I haven't been home for a while.
I hear you. I've always kind of felt like home isn't really a place or a time or anything like that. It's just a feeling you get. It's all in the mind.
Well, I don't know, we home. Do you feel like you're home here in Fort Joy?
I think as long as I might lose myself at any moment, I'll feel like a bit of a stranger, no matter where I go.
Well, we had a chat today, so I can say you're safely not a stranger at the moment.
That does help. Thanks, Chief. Sure thing, Chief. What's up? Sure thing, Chief. What's up?
Well, that's all the time we have for Louisa. I can get her name. And we'll bring in the next guest. It shouldn't take too long to get wrapped up with the companions at the moment. We'll save Fane for last. He's a bit of an unknown entity at the moment in a different world. I might get you to close that door though. Thank you. Ivan, welcome to the hard conversation. So,
The air out here is a damn sight better than in Fort Joy, eh?
well, we're still in Fort Joy, but it is better all the same. So, let's just start with a drink. You know, nice and casual, escaping this thirsty walk. Offer you a drink from the back.
Surprised, Ifan gladly takes the drink from your hands and downs a hefty glug.
Ah, that hit the spot.
He holds the flagon out to you.
Well, it'd be rude to say no, wouldn't it?
The alcohol hits you like the void itself. Your head spins and your feet feel unsteady. Suddenly, being stuck in a prison ruled by the despotic order doesn't strike you as the worst way to spend time.
This reminds me of sharing Rotgut with Roost and the boys back at camp. Wish they weren't so far. So tell me, if we weren't stuck here, what would you be doing with your time?
Well, I was on a ship for a while, so I say I'll be on an adventure on my own ship.
And what better adventure could there be than the one we're on, eh?
Yeah, that is
Well,
fair.
like a flame. That brew went straight to my bladder. If you'll excuse me.
We're going to have a little intermission while Ivan relieves himself. And we're
The
back.
air out here is a damn sight better than in Fort Joy, eh?
Now, Ivan, in our current situation, what do you think we should do next?
I've still got a contract to fulfill. But after that, getting the hell off this island sounds good.
Well, that is fair. Now, you did mention previously that you're here to kill someone. We have killed a lot of people today. Who is your main target itself?
Ifan shrugs off his backpack and reaches into its depths. After rummaging around, he holds out a tattered page to you, upon which you can see a broken wax seal in the shape of a wolf's paw.
Have a read of my contract and find out.
Okay, so dear, your target is none other than Divine Bishop Alexander, leader of the Divine Order, getting close and show or benefactor why the Silver Claw is the most feared among all the lone wolves. For some aid in your mission, seek Marister Boris and the ghetto, speak our motto, I can't pronounce that, to identify yourself. Made the moonlight, ooh, he was our aide. I shouldn't have killed him. Made the moonlight your tracks. That is good to know.
The air out here is a damn sight better than in Fort George.
So you're here to kill the bishop himself? Well, that is going to be a tough one. But just before we dive into that, because that's going to be a conversation itself, let's encourage his weapon as how many contracts Ivan has filled. How many people have you killed before? What's your success rate?
Ifan begins counting on his fingers and muttering to himself. This goes on for quite some time.
Well, he only has 10 fingers, so
43, give or take.
we know we've probably killed more than that here now at the moment. Hasn't made enough to retire. Yeah, that's fair. Do you get paid well for this?
I don't work for the money.
Oh, you're just there for the thrill of the game. Okay, I can't expect that.
Good for a man to have a trade. At least for me. The Lone Wolves gave me a purpose when I needed just that. Sometimes the contracts keep me going when I'm not sure what else could.
Well, that's an interesting outlook. I will give you that. We all like hobbies. I like to draw. Some people like to draw blood. So, one source, I think of the Divine Order as an organization in all.
Not much, I'll tell you that. Why? What do you think of them?
Well, they are a bit bloodthirsty at the moment. But the Void would be good for them. Good for a lot of them. Yeah, they're not on our side. That's all I can really say.
Sharp eyes, lad.
They're kind of...
They can't keep the likes of us locked up too long, I'll wager. Come on, let's poke around and see if we can sniff out some blind spots in their surveillance.
Oh, we have, well, plenty of blind spots now at the moment.
The air out here is a damn sight better than in Fort Joy, eh?
Now, you're on the road a lot, you say, kind of travel around. Do you ever get lonely on the road, Ifan?
Lonely? I wouldn't think so. I went from life in the regiment, to life in the pack, to life on the road with you. I haven't had time to be lonely.
Okay, well, you stood in the chair there, so that was an exciting question for you, but...
He pauses, reddening slightly as he looks at you curiously.
Unless, wait. What did you mean exactly?
Originally, I was just saying you miss companionship, but you know what? That's another thing as well. Do you ever feel lonely?
Ifan blushes fiercely and looks at the distant horizon, scuffing his boot awkwardly on the ground.
Let's talk about that another time. A time that's not, now. Later.
It's absolutely fair.
As he turns
I
away,
overstepped. My
in an
apologies there, Ifan.
uncharacteristically clumsy manner, you see that his eyes are bright, and the hint of a smile hides within his beard.
The air out here is a damn sight better than in Fort Joy, eh?
You know what,
Ifan smiles and salutes at you.
Thank you for your time. We hope to see you back on the show again. Fane, my buddy, my pal. Now, today we'll just talk to the main companions, but next time we'll talk to the ones that we couldn't quite get on a team just yet. So, Fane, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining me today. So, let's have a chat, shall we?
I must say, I was hoping to enjoy a smug advantage over everyone else. Lacking skin may make me a target for mortals, but I am mercifully immune to mosquitoes.
That is a very positive outlook.
They are infuriating when they get in one's skull. I can barely hear myself think.
That's actually kind of a horrifying image, but yeah. Well, thankfully there's no mosquito today, so now that you can think, what do you think our next move should be?
Given enough time, I could walk from this island to the shore, but time is in short supply. I must procure a quick way off this island, and that means procuring a ship. While there are certain unsightly bulges in your clothing, I doubt you are hiding an entire boat in there.
No, not in my pocket at the moment.
It seems supporting the Seekers in their fight to take the Lady Vengeance is the path to follow.
That does seem like good advice, and the Seekers, they seem to be on my side at the moment. Now, coming to Fane and mask. Yeah, the mask itself. Now, I don't know much about the tones, but that mask is quite interesting. It's more than just a mask, isn't it?
Well, of course it is. It was crafted with care. 100% ethically harvested from mortals, too. The quality is second to none.
Well, you say ethically.
Oh, you simply wait until the creature is dead, preferably of natural causes.
Okay, that's fair.
Although that does limit your choices somewhat. You may end up with quite a few sagging faces. I will never understand why you have so readily accepted aging or digestion. They are frightful pastimes.
Well, having skin is kind of nice too. No mosquitoes get stuck in your skull, for example. But yeah, so you must really enjoy the battlefield then. Plenty of faces to pick from.
Up to a point, certainly. They are frightfully loud, but the selection afterwards is quite good. The faces are often what you might call fixer-uppers, but they're young and quite serviceable, if you get them before the flies do. Poison is preferred, of course. No marks to the face, the subject can be of any age, and death is often quite peaceful. Not for them, of course, but it's significantly more relaxing for me.
Okay, we're going to lose our PG rating, Fane. We might have to change the subject there, unfortunately. So tell me about your people then. What do you like?
This is perhaps the first intelligent question you have asked. After all, one should always try to learn from one's betters.
Just remember, yeah, you know what? Of course. Exactly what we're here for.
My people are a race far beyond anything that exists in the world today. We seek to master the secrets of the universe. We craft wonders to last through the ages, long after your crude tools have rusted to nothing.
Well, you keep using the present tense. Your people aren't exactly here at the moment, are they, Fane?
No. No, I should not. Not yet. Not until I know what truly befell my people. And, after all, I am still here, despite the Voidwoken's best efforts.
And where would your people have went? It's just an advanced civilization couldn't just simply disappear without a trace.
I do not know. There are rumors that some have been found at the Black Pits, an oil field on Reaper's Coast. I was trying to uncover the truth when I was waylaid by these magisters. But wherever the artifacts of my people are, I will find them. We have not simply vanished into thin air.
And as for your people itself, were they all skeletons? What would be in their looks and face? Looks humanoid, but your skulls are unique looking, shaped.
There is a great variety among our people. Some are tall and lithe, others short and muscled. Some come in a variety of eye-catching colors. Others you can barely see at all. This is what makes you such an abomination, you see. You almost look exactly like every other human out there, just as every lizard looks like every other lizard. Walking through this world is as repulsively bland as staring at a wall for a century. After a while, the very sight of you disgusts me. No offense, of course.
Offense slightly taken, but so why do you have such a hatred of the world? It sounds like your people were vast in appearances. Are we not similar?
Ignorant. I dare say I have a better knowledge of this world than any creature living in it. Oh, I may be missing some social mores or be unaware of what king waged which war, but why nitpick?
Well, history is important. Would you not be a fan of it?
Your history is an interminably dull list of mortals that were born, achieved nothing of worth, and then died. Certainly one may have expanded his kingdom, or another invented some way of pickling fish, but what does it matter? Where will your kingdoms be in 100 years? In 1,000? They will all be dust, along with each and every one of your great heroes.
And you odd opinion to have from a self-proclaimed scholar, would it not be?
Your people and nations come and go, mayflies screaming their importance at a universe that cannot listen. But the universe is always there. The laws that govern your states change over centuries, but the laws of the world... Even when my people walked this land, a dropped apple still fell to the ground. I have yet to see the mortal king that can decree all apples must fall up from their trees, or order fire to produce cold instead of heat. No, these laws stretch to infinity. Understanding them lets you understand the world. That is knowledge worth having. Everything else is arguing over who has built the prettiest sandcastle as the waves creep closer.
Well, from what you're saying, your people didn't exactly do that either. Like, for example, what happened to you then? If your people were so vast in ability to shape and change the world?
I fell victim to the enemy of all great minds. Fear. Fear of the unknown. Fear of change. These are the things that poison civilizations. I was on the cusp of a glorious breakthrough, but my king's fear held me back.
Okay, and well, what exactly was the fear your king had?
Do you know, I never thought to ask. Between him purging me and casting me into a traitor's tomb. What a foolish oversight. If only I'd had your prescience and curiosity, I could have saved myself centuries of pondering that very question.
Okay, but without knowing, it looks like you're kind of oversighting it. So what was the breakthrough then? Maybe that might help us narrow down why he was so fearful of it.
I discovered a veil hanging across the universe. A barrier of pure source. It was amazing. The kind of discovery on which a civilization turns. Who knows what secrets may have been hidden behind that curtain? But my king forbade me from further investigation.
Well, it's kind of well, forbade is an interesting way. So it sounds like he accidentally saved your life then by throwing him into the barrier. But yeah, he paused. So he paused you for being curious. Is there anything more to that conversation?
Well, certainly he was not pleased with my insistence that we investigate. But the king's word is law. Was law. But the reason I was purged was slightly less intellectual. After the king refused to let me investigate the veil, I brought the issue up with others. The 7 lords. Beneath the king in authority, but far above me. I brought them my research. I showed them everything. I had hoped they would help me convince the king of his error, but before they or I could act, I was arrested and, well, my sentence was carried out.
Okay, so yeah, it didn't go well for you. Now with the barrier itself, if it's pure source, then it could have been used to grant great power. Could that have possibly wiped out your kingdom?
I mean, yes. I suppose you could have drained the power from it, but that would have weakened it significantly. It would be quite irresponsible. After all, the power of the thing is not the point. It hid something. Who knows what that might have been? The secrets to the universe could have lain behind that curtain. But I was not given the chance to find out. Now, I fear I never will.
And how do you feel about the king? Do you believe? Well, that might be a stupid question, but you served him for a long time, and you say his word is law.
He ceased to be my king the moment he turned on me. I did nothing wrong. All I wanted was to further the knowledge of the Eternals. Who knows? Had I been allowed to continue my studies, perhaps I could have warded off whatever catastrophe befell them.
Of course, that could be what the king was afraid of.
Oversight. If only I'd had your prescience and curiosity, I could have saved myself centuries of pondering that very question.
So what was your civilization like in general, apart from the king and the source and, like, you said you come in wide shape and forms?
The skeleton stands quietly for a moment.
I'm not sure. Centuries in a tomb can warp one's memory. I remember the big things, of course. My library, my home, my king, my family. But the rest, it's all covered in a fog. And the more I see of this world, the thicker that fog seems to get.
Yeah, you said family. If it was, I suppose it wasn't the first thing you said on the list, you remember?
They came rather low in my life, alas. My wife and daughter always had to compete with my work for my attention. And my work was always stiff competition. They were often neglected. I wonder how many more years they spent neglected before. Well, before whatever happened, happened.
Sorry to hear about your family. How about your home itself? You can't imagine how it might have looked?
Indeed you cannot. Nothing in this world compares to it. We crafted our homes from stone and crystal, using the power of the universe itself to keep them in place. Your people, on the other hand, seem quite content to sit about in smoky hovels, held together by straw and filth. It's a mercy I don't have a nose. I cannot imagine how you stand it.
It's more brick and mortar around this location, but we like to simplify things. You don't have to tear out the universe just to create a bit of a shelter, you know. But you said you had a library. Was it books, or was it scrolls? Was it crystals that you implanted into your skull?
I was a scholar, researching the secrets of the universe. Had I been allowed to proceed, my people could have ascended to godhood as one. An entire race of deities, with a perfect understanding of the universe.
That's a bit chaotic to me,
It
now.
would have solved all of our problems.
So you're intrigued, even with all this freedom, all this creative global universe, he still had a king. What was an eternal king like?
Once I would have boasted that it was the best form of government. Indeed, it was the only form of government we knew. Living forever under the rule of a wise king is one thing. But if that king should turn into a despot, if he should reject philosophy and the natural arts for the sake of power, well, I cannot imagine a worse torture.
Yeah, I won't lie. The beauty of our species is when we die off, the new generation usually comes with some flaws, but mostly it helps push progression. As someone gets older, they tend to take less risks and focus on what they know works rather than what could work. So that is the benefit of mortal bodies, I suppose, Fane. When you have an eternal king, the eternal king will have one eternal point of view, and that'll be it for eternity. And you've been on the receiving end of what happens when you go against that. But thank you for your time, and I'll just see if there's anything else you'd like to talk about before I go.
I was lacking skin. However, they are infuriating when they get in one.
Yep, that should do it. So, I will leave this episode with today's. I'll get the whole team back together, and thank you all for joining the hard conversation. Now, there's still 2 more companions that I'll have to chat with, but I'll bring them onto the show next week. As for today, I believe we made good progress with the team. We learned a bit of backstory, we got a bit of bonding, got drunk. Now, her eyes are supposed to be jet black, but they are quite blue in the portrait, so I'm assuming blue is what they originally wore. But thank you all for your time, and I will see you again in the next episode. This has been Chris. You've been watching TooManySideQuests, and this is Divinity Original Sin, the podcast episode. Thanks again, and have a good day.